So for obvious reasons, I tend to get the more complicated damp issues to resolve, mainly because I'm very booked up and I have and I charge. In this case, it was really quite low level compared to a majority of my properties. So hopefully that's a good thing. So the dampness of greatest concern was in the outbuilding. It was originally part of the property as an internalized toilet or access route, actually, I think, but it would have originally anyway been the outbuilding, and it's been used as the laundry room now. But historically, it would have been used as an outbuilding as a toilet originally. So what you've got is a few things going on. You've got no heating, you've got a source of moisture inside, and also there's some damage to the outside. And we'll look at those in a sec. So the dampness is particularly at the base of the wall, and where you're getting brown staining, it's because moisture is passing through building material and or timber. But the brown from pigmentation from brick will result in staining. So you've got staining at the base of the wall on both sides of the base of the wall, and it's got a high damp meter reading. So we know it's damp, but that doesn't mean it's a problem. It's really unsurprising, and I think when you come to sell the property, no surveyor should worry themselves about it, because it would be considered an outbuilding, not habitable space per se, but used as a utility room, and a very sensible use of it too, I should think. So I'm looking on the other side of the wall just to see if there are any issues there. I didn't see any specific issues other than the fact that this is a wrought iron downpipe, and they are liable to rust behind because you can't paint at the behind and you can't put in render. So it's possible that you're getting some dampness there. Ask the neighbours if you can see their side. Also, you've got a render crack. You've got a render crack on your side. So what can happen is water comes down when it's raining and it gets absorbed. It's like a capillary action. It absorbs a lot of water and can come down inside. You've also got an area of brickwork that's unrendered. So it's rendered above but unrendered. It would be better if it was all unrendered, but because it's rendered above, what's happening is it's impermeable render. Rainwater's running down, becoming absorbed by the brick. And you can tell that because you've got green growth of plant at the base of the wall. It wouldn't be growing plants if it wasn't damp. So I was able to open up the decking and have a look underneath, which was really useful. But actually, in the end, I could tell that water is draining away. So back inside, I used a damp meter. I recommend you use one of these yourself. It's a radio frequency damp meter. They tend to be more sensitive than the Protimeter Survey Master ones, and a lot cheaper, and I think better, but they're not calibrated. So within the same property, it's a great way of finding out whether something is dry. And most of your walls were dry. There's a little bit of condensation in the kitchen, at the base of the wall, and in the front room. Both condensation, we know it's not rising damp because you're in London and groundwater is pumped out in London, so you can't get rising damp. And you would see a brown stain if it was penetrating damp. I had a look in the cellar. There's free air, but also moisture can get into the front of the cellar. But it wasn't particularly damp, and I wasn't concerned about it. But like with the rest of the building, if you're away for long periods of time, it may be worth thinking about running a dehumidifier there. You don't have as much ventilation because of the decking as you should have, because it's restricted airflow to the back. But in winter, you may have more issues. The problem with a dehumidifier is you would need to have a drain, and it would be difficult to drain from the cellar. As I say, I checked all the property, and there was a small amount of damp to the front living room, and that is because you've got paintwork that's cracked to the front. It's impermeable paint that's slightly cracked. So what's happening is rainwater's getting in past the crack or any gaps, and a damp brick is a poor insulator and causing heat loss, and Obviously, you're away for long periods of time, but when you're away, you really should be running a dehumidifier. I know you run heater, but it's much cheaper, better for your carbon footprint, and also it's just better for the building to constantly run a dehumidifier, 20 litre plus dehumidifier sitting on your kitchen sink and draining out. I'm going to play out with some with the infrared camera, but this time of year you can't actually tell nearly as much. In winter you need to have a 10 degrees centigrade difference between the inside and outside to really clearly identify areas of heat loss and or poor airflow. So what you want to do, we'll go on to the data logger section shortly, but what you want to do is you want to keep the internal dew point below the external temperature, which you're doing most of the time, so that's great, but it's summertime. In winter it's harder to do that, and really the only effective way of doing it, especially when you're away, is to run a dehumidifier. So I recommend at least one of those running permanently 24/7 when you're away, set to 70% relative humidity, sitting in the kitchen with the drain dripping out into the sink. Keep the kitchen door open and the bathroom door closed, because you've got a continuous flow bathroom extractor fan which you want to keep running as well. So thank you very much. So this is the data loggers. I've preloaded it, but you just drag and drop your files onto the drag and drop section here. Select which ones that you want to compare. I have one principal one which I call the damp wall, and I compare it to the vapor source one at a time, otherwise it becomes confusing. And I put the temperature of the coldest part at the time of the survey. That works out the surface relative humidity, so this line here, this green line here. This is the temperature, and this is the dew point, and the dew point is a measure of the amount of vapor in air, and it tells me if you're well ventilated or otherwise. And you can see that it's in line with external, so the thick blue light blue line is the external dew point, and this is more or less in line as you would expect, but it isn't here, and that you'll know better than I will do whether anything particular happened between the 14th and 23rd. But it's often because it's residual dampness within a brick that's evaporating out during times of heat. So it is a bit warmer, and that may well be it, that effectively it's vapor being released. So this is the outside. Now if we take the inside, if we take the base of the kitchen and we compare it to the worktop, for instance, so that then tells me that the surface relative humidity is lower, and it's actually closer to the outside temperature. The dew point is closer to the outside dew point. So actually, funnily enough, there's vapor being generated around the washing machine, and that is from the defect to the brick wall there on the outside. But so this is, you want to keep this line here, the dew point, internal dew point below the outside temperature, which it is, but it's summertime and it could be very different in winter. By the way, this is the dew point differential. It tells me the difference in dew point between one data logger and another. And because you're in a very similar environment, there isn't going to be a huge amount of difference. It can be because vapor's being removed or vapor's being generated. So those are the key things. You can zoom in on different times on a particular day and sort of try and understand why it is. But you will know better than I will do what's happened at any period of time. Long term, it's really good to keep a data logger going to find out what's happening when you're not there. And I would highly recommend having a 20-litre plus dehumidifier running in the kitchen. It means that you can reduce your energy consumption because you won't need to put on an electric heater as you described it, or any other form. It's a much more economic way and also lowering your carbon footprint. I recommend it also in Ireland whenever you're away from Ireland, particularly as it's especially humid over there. So thank you very much.